can't even imagine how all of these pieces are going to land with the Jets, with the Texans, with the Bears, with the Seahawks, with the Falcons, who are dead quiet, with the Saints when Breeze decides to finally retire. Oh, my God. I haven't even named them all. Right?
What about the Dolphins?
Are they going to
stick with Tua?
You know who's also sitting there? Denver. What are they up to? What are they going to do? Are they going to run it back with Drew Lock? Is that it?
No.
I don't know. They can. On occasion, that kid's been, dynamite. Yeah. Lights out. And then all of a sudden, no. But that's what happens with a young quarterback. It's what, and you've got the Duke evaluating it. What are they going to do? Because you got to get that position right. Because look at the rest of that division now.
Right.
2 of them now have generationally brilliant players. 2 of them.
What about the Raiders?
I think they're going to stick with Derek Carr. Hey, man, the number of times that Derek Carr was...
Tell you what, man.
I know. By the way, do I do that every time when I talk about the Raiders?
16-0, man.
They are absolutely a team that is always being talked about with their quarterback. But Derek Carr last year, who played outside of Tom Brady in the Super Bowl? Who played the Chiefs the way that he did?
Nobody did.
Well, Justin Herbert, maybe you could say too.
Yeah, Derek Carr beat him.
Derek Carr had some outstanding games. He was an outstanding extension of Gruden on the field. And then that game against Atlanta, what the hell happened there? I don't know what happened in that game. That was the low point. I think that came the week after he beat the Jets on the Greg Williams Palooza final. Let's send everybody and Joe Klecko and Mark. Let's send the entire sack exchange and the current Jets defense in that direction. That put me in the tank. Put me in the tank thinking this is just.
That was the week before.
It put me in the tank where I was conflicted about having this guy on the defensive side of the ball, and I'm like still thrilled that they hadn't won a game, that when there's a ticker tape parade with Trevor Lawrence, we should remember Greg Williams. And then the Jets beat the Rams the next week. And now I'm talking to Peter King. He's saying the words, the Jets are in an enviable position. And I'm like, who is this person? Is he in the Hall of Fame as a trusted voice of the National Football League media? Yes, he is. Freaks me out.
So back to our last week's question. Are you happy or are you nervous?
I am both. I am both. I'm excited and I'm very nervous. I'm very nervous because there are so many different ways he could play this, and he should sit back and wait. And I understand that Joe Douglas comes from smart organizations, as Peter said, with the Ravens and the Eagles, and you build through the draft, and there's so much that they have to build. But if Deshaun Watson becomes available, and just sit back and wait, because Deshaun is not going to go into the draft quietly, because before the draft, there's going to be some sort of OTA where I'm assuming they're going to open up the buildings again, and they're going to go through the whole business of quarantining beforehand, or maybe these players, more and more players will get shots, vaccinations. I don't know. But at some point, there's going to be some sort of mandatory meeting for the Texans that Deshaun will either show up to or not. If he doesn't, and he's casted as one of those, like, the first time he doesn't show up, he'll be like, well, we're just not going to talk about those guys who are not here, and Deshaun's still our guy. Second time, then you'll start hearing some stuff coming out of Houston that, we're moving on without him, and we hope he comes in, but we're going to move on without him. And then he's going to have to start thinking about not getting his money and what that looks like, not only as a professional, but also as a person on the planet who's going to be cast as maybe not being all in, being selfish, all of that. And once that happens, or maybe he'll head that off at the pass, he is going to speak. He is going to put a microphone in front of him, whether it's on his own social media accounts or right here. I'm raising my hand. Somebody in the NFL media is going to get this sit down with him. Somebody's going to get it, and it's going to put so much pressure on the Texans, and it's their hand that they think they have is going to tank. It's going to fall apart. And some team's going to swoop in, not get a bargain. The Texans are still going to get their value because they'll still be able to play one team off another. And I'm telling you, if Deshaun Watson becomes available for New York, I know you asked me, our radio audience didn't hear that conversation because you asked me on the Peacock only at the end of the hour, at the end of the first hour, some sort of crazy-ass rumor that what if Watson's offered for Justin Herbert straight up? Who says no? And I say the Chargers say no. because they have their guy in the first year of a contract in which he is extremely inexpensive from here up until his next contract, and they've got a team that can start winning some football games now. You've got that guy. The Jets don't have that guy. Sam Darnold is in year 4 of his contract. They're going to have to decide what to do with him in the next 2 years. This situation that the Jets have is different than Los Angeles. You want to go get Deshaun Watson and put him in New York City and fans start coming back in New Jersey stadiums? Oh, my God. Jets, 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 Jets. There'll be fannies in the seats everywhere. Everywhere. Got to do it. Oh, my God. We're going to be talking about this for the next 7 weeks.
Can't wait.
So, buckle up. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.